I was actually at a dinner with other bridesmaids before my brother's wedding. His now wife had invited me to be part of the bridal party, and her maid of honor introduced me to this phrase, never treat anyone like a priority who treats you like an option. Hey everybody, I'm Nina Blu, and we're doing a deep dive of my song Options, which will be out this Friday, July 12th. At the time, I had been going through it with a friend, actually, and I felt like the expectation was whenever she needed me that I needed to rush to her side. But anytime I called her or called upon her, I was kind of like brushed off or blown off or what have you. And I was really frustrated by this. Just hearing that phrase really helped me sort my priorities, to borrow from it. Later, when I started really getting into songwriting and I was in my master's degree program, it occurred to me that that would make a really great song concept. I worked on this song for a really long time and I could not get it to come together at all. I was trying to write from this really like sad, hurt space of like, you treated me like an option and how dare you kind of thing. It was really when I decided to throw caution to the wind and do what the song deserved and go to that sassy, petty, you thought you had options place that it really started to come together. By the time I got to the retreat and I was in the room with Dom and Charlotte and we were talking about what is this song about, I was really ready to like steer into the petty and just really have fun with this song and come at it from a very empowered place of, oh, you thought that you had options. Started calling, send a text, say, hey stranger, how you been? I wonder if you love the cliche. I'm not responding, not this time. I've gotten tired of all the lies, and I don't care about what you have to say. So I think the first verse does like a really good job of establishing the situation. This is a former lover or a former friend coming back in with this like pithy little hey stranger text, which I think is something that we've all gotten, unfortunately. It also does a really good job of establishing just feeling so over it, so done, to the degree that you're like really frustrated by the fact that this person even reached out at all. Like you're annoyed that they have decided to just pop back up in your life out of nowhere. The hell are they doing here? Left me high and dry on my own, coming back when the nights got cold. Haven't you heard that you reap what you sow? I'm actually a songwriter who loves writing a really good pre-chorus. I have a lot of respect for the pre-chorus. It is this kind of like awkward space, and its whole job is to connect the verse to the chorus and build anticipation while also like adding something. And I think this pre-chorus does a really good job of adding to the story. You understand why the person is resentful without giving too much detail, like left me high and dry on my own, coming back now that the nights have gotten cold, like, oh, you are coming back now that you need me, but I'm past that. And I think it does a really good job of setting up the chorus. Yeah, you thought that you had options. You know you played around and then you lost one. You crying on your own cause you kept using my love till I said I'm moving on. Now I got options and you're not one. Tricky thing about building a chorus around the hook is that you have to have something that rhymes usually, and finding something that rhymed with options was so difficult. I remember I was trying to write the song for the first time that it really didn't work out, and my sister suggested using the phrase drop in, like you thought you could just drop into my life, and that was a really good suggestion. But when I came up with lost one, speaking in retrospect, is when the chorus really started to come together. Originally, I had written this kind of options kind of line, and it was Dom who suggested, he's like, if you really want to go for this pop angle, you really want to get sassy with it, why don't you go up like options? And we started having a lot of fun with this slide, and that was the hook that brought the whole song together. It was amazing. I think the chorus does a really good job of expressing the frustration and empowerment at the same time as like telling the story. Saying using my love, using it twice shows that this was a habit. It wasn't just like a one time, it wasn't a one off. Like, you put up with this behavior probably more than you should. And I think it really shows like the level of frustration that helps you just like get to that final line, and you're not one, and you feel so sassy and you feel so good about yourself of being like, I'm on my own now, what are you gonna do? I bet you heard from friends that I'm doing really well. I got that gig in that place and I'm in a whole new space, and I'm sorry that you put me on a shelf. You could never hold me down because I'm flying by myself, and I don't care what you have to say. Oh, that's a really big breath. My producers, Dom and Charlotte, and I, and actually the vocal coach who was present, Christy, we had all been joking about the Spice Girls quite a lot. And so when we were looking at writing the second verse, we were going to bring back the original melody from verse 1 until Dom looked up and he's like, what if you did something like kind of sing-talky, like a da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da? And I was like, oh yeah, that's 100% the move. And a new melody is exactly what this verse needs. It took us a minute to actually figure out this verse. We knew that we wanted it to come from the standpoint of like, oh, I'm doing so much better, that's why you think you can just like come back in kind of thing. And so we had a lot of fun writing about like, what kind of space do you want to be in to like tell this person off from? And it was like, oh, I got that gig and that place and I'm in a whole new space. Like, I'm mentally so much better without you. You thought you were using my love. Yeah, you thought you were using my love. Yeah, you thought you were using my love. Yeah, you thought you were using my love, but you're not. So as we were writing the chorus, we all really loved the using my love line, and we loved the melody of it, and we loved the break that it gave the rest of the melody in the chorus. And we thought about doubling it up, we thought about doing it again, but it just made the chorus like clunky and it didn't add anything. And so I looked at Dom and Charlotte and I was like, well, what if we just brought that line back for the bridge? So it kind of feels like a little preview of what's to come once you really listen to the full song. And that was when we knew like the song was done. And it was one of those like magic aha moments in the writer's room where it was like, yes. And then that subtle little like dig at the end, but you're not. And just like this reality check, this kind of gotcha moment, it felt perfect for like the sass and the pettiness that we were trying to bring to the song. And that's not the first time that we knew that we had something like really special, but that was when like the picture was kind of complete. If you listen to the full song, you'll notice that the delivery on the last line of the chorus changes. I love that I kind of sing it in a sassy way in the first chorus, and I love that in the next two choruses, I just kind of say it. These other two producers that I worked with on a majority of my album that's coming out later this year, Mike and Eric at Studio 601 in Austin, they were the ones who came up with the idea that I should speak the lines in magnetic. And then that kind of became like a thing. I showed my professors that and they were like, no, that's really catchy. It's like a hook. We love that. And so bringing that into options, really, it kind of feels like my thing now. But yeah, like I said, it's probably the most fun I've ever had writing a song and recording it ever. I credit the wonderful people at Glass Note Studios for that. And so that is the whole story behind the lyrics and options. The whole thing will be yours this Friday, July 12th. I hope that you listen to it and you come back and you tell me what you thought, and let me know if the lyrics hit anything for you.